My stream has started. Hello everyone, whoever's coming in here, late or early. This is just quick. This is just about this video. Oh, that line's finally gone. Good. I went in and adjusted this setting of everything because it had a line going through my face. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, so this video, you can see Iran shoots at a UFO on the border with Pakistan. You can see right behind the thing there is the object. Here, let me just move this. This might be loud. See that light there going? Okay, let's just look at this. It'll come back in the picture. Here it comes back now. There it is. It's coming back. It went and did sort of a big loop or something, and now it's coming back right into front of them. Goes flat, now it turns. At that end it turns, and at this end it turns and gives a profile. One thing I'm really curious about is when it comes back here, okay, there's the big fire there. See that light? Watch the ground. See if it is the reason for the ground to light up around here. I think it's just the dust getting lit up from all the bullets. So right around now. Interesting, that's a thought there. Gotta get pause here. So look at that thing. Why are they trying to shoot it? Because they're kind of tripped out. And that's an excellent thing that you went and said that, Barthley. And the reason is because I think I said that again on this video where I'm throwing out that word terrorized and terrorized to death. And these guys right now are terrorized right now, even though they got these guns. And they're shooting as hard as they can to try to destroy whatever this is. They're having no success. Think about how they must be feeling at this time. They're going to be knowing they're hitting it. You know, what's my bullet traveling through it? What's really going on? So on and so forth. So what this is this is a squadron that's out there watching over whatever borderlands, whether it's at near water, whether it's right beside Pakistan to make sure nobody's coming in, whatever type thing. It's that kind of a thing. Next thing you know, they probably started noticing something off in the distance and stuff, so everybody jumped on their guns and everything, and as it came closer, it probably maybe horsed around a little bit to make sure that they would be on their guns, because to me, this is all part of an experimental, on purpose stimulation. Experimental because they want to see how we really will react in whatever country. We're all human. And measure panics, measure the all-around experience by the human, by standing there and watching this going on. Why this light is there tripping them out. Okay? And so I'll take this, by the way, I'll take this video here and I will, when we're finished here, I'll put it on the comments down there. Yeah, there is sense in it, but there's sense in a lot of things. So please also remember that. But there is sense in what I said for sure. And because I've been in this situation, but not with this spacecraft. Now, if you start to all I want to do is unfold and open up a door a little bit for you guys. And I want you guys to realize how many times the spacecraft is a color that maybe is illuminated, maybe that you couldn't really call the color of it or something like that, like it was on videos, whatever you're watching and stuff, and personal experiences. A lot of people go to light, okay? And I've been working people towards this over the last couple of weeks because I think this is all connected to my research, and it's big, and it's obviously big. Because I keep talking about these beings, and they're really good beings. They've done a world of good here. But if they're behind this thing here, understand these guys getting tripped out here, not told to fucking just stop. Pardon the language there, but stop. Watch it fly around for a minute. See if it attacks us. Why don't you go out there and just say, I'll sacrifice myself. It's like it's easy to walk out there. Whatever. You know, I don't know. Like, you know, is there not a guy? Instead, they're all freaking out and they're all just... That mentality, which I shouldn't do that to my head because it's not a good thing, but it's an old way that I used to show my way of doing a machine gun games. You know, I'm a boy and had fun. Anyways, so yeah, those guys are tripped out just like any other Army guys and so on and so forth that are experiencing maybe something similar tonight because these words have been expanding lately. I have a storm video that I'm going to also attach to below here in messages. I'll do one for storm and I'll do one for this video. This clip, so you guys can look at this clip as much as you like and stuff. And what was I saying there? That oh yeah, the storm video. It's also a light show. Okay? Understand electrical current light shows and how they really are built within the cloud and being ejected out of the cloud. And then when you're watching the video that I'm going to have below there, and so when you're watching the video, see if you can at all, you know, some of you guys are good with your computers and stuff. I've said it from day one, this isn't about the success of my channel. This isn't about the success of my wallet. This is about the success of actually reaching it out to you. I've told people how to study the rocks, the trees, growing things, trees, and I explain different. If you don't follow it, then you're missing out. If you don't pick a rock pile garden at a local dentist or something like that for your object just to go by once a week or whatever on your walk, take a picture, whatever, just look around and try to imagine if the local kids are moving that many rocks at least, or if you get to have the pleasure of seeing some of the bigger rocks being broken down and stuff. Like, put yourself in those positions. You don't want them to know? Then kind of just do it secretly. You're just looking around and, oh, what a beautiful day. Because if you make their work, that you're aware of their work, then they become more aware of you. I know it for sure. So now, what I'm saying in that storm stuff is I'm saying I think they're behind the part of their energy, I've been saying, and a lot of people can relate with it, I'm really sure, through an I type way. lot of people are probably going, yeah, I get some kind of light out of their eye or whatever type thing. Some people have come across situations where they believe they've seen different colors of eyes, maybe even the eyes changing color. Some people would have believed many times that these are orbs and so on and so forth. I think orbs are going to get canceled out. If not 100%, pretty darn close, except for people who think there's orbs in their bedroom, when it's dust and lint or a bug that flies by so fast he leaves a trail. Look at this thing. Look at this thing fly. Where's the trail? I'm trying to figure out how I can see a little bit of illumination from it, just about out of it, just only a bit. If I were to guess at this size, I'm only going to go with about 24, 28 inches, just over 2 foot, and maybe about this thick. And that's judged on this firing that's going on with it and stuff like that. Those are probably 50 cals. Tell me if I'm wrong. 50 caliber bullets, maybe a couple of different kinds in there because of the trailing of it and stuff. I'm sure some guys with artillery experience. This is what gets the artillery guys interested in. So you women and people who have somebody that you want to get involved a little bit more in the Bigfoot thing, then say it's going somewhere different. And I'm bringing it to you that it's a little bit different. And yes, I do believe somehow that they're involved in this. Before that storm that we get to see there, I'm going to just drop this. The night before that storm, I believe was kind of a private bit of a light show. It was a little bit of a cloudy night. I didn't try to take out any recorders or anything like that. I got to see maybe somewhere around half a different light ups of clouds from different directions in different areas and stuff. And I was triggered from the very first one and going, because I know they lumen up areas. Like, I know a lot about the lighting, I guess, and I'm not starting at the very bottom. I went with eyes. I really haven't told you about illuminating a tree. Maybe some people think they can illuminate individual leaves. I also believe that too. So if there's a whole bunch right there, I think they can either break it up into individual leaves, or their light in such a way hits it that you can not see the connection of light with any rays of any ways. So they're hitting this leaf, they're hitting this leaf, they're hitting this leaf, and there's no breakage of rays somehow with that light. It's a light energy kind of thing. It's not how we understand light. It's not like, you see all that other light around there? That's frickin' hot, melt you. If anything, if you just picked one of those things up, the bullets, it's just gonna melt into your hand like that. That thing there, maybe you can touch it. I think you probably could. Anyways, real quick. The day before, I had a bit of a light show. Telling you straight up, from my honest heart, it went down, and I really did figure it was them. And it has to do with even almost 3 years ago, I guess now, when I first seen these couple of deer in a field, but I thought I was seeing 4 or 5. Then I came back the next day for I think it was 5 sets of eyes I got to see, and they were all the same. And they were of the same as the deer. When I was looking at the deer, and 100% I knew there was these couple of deer. Well, when I returned, the layout of the land and everything of the daytime told me a hell of a lot more. And that's the video where I kind of talk about the ability of these guys being able to corral and stuff. So I learned at that moment how they were taking advantage of the waterway and stuff, because the deers, some people will challenge and say, oh, they'll swim and stuff. Yeah, they go for comfort stuff. Or if they're panicked, they're freaking out or whatever type thing. These guys just keep them away from that kind of thing. So they'll allow them to come down there and feed, but they won't let them get beside the water to start to think about, oh, I want to go across the other side. Anyways, it's not such an easy way to jump across. And then there was the one bridge to get across. I was learning that stuff at the same time. That eye understanding was in my mind. I can't remember, except maybe if I remember talk or see in those videos talking about it, whether I thought it was glowing or shining and so on and so forth. Now I refer to it as, did I whistle? I refer to it as glowing eyes. It's a self-controlled energy. So it's not a shine. It's not something like the lights out there making my eyes look all sexy and blue and such like that. Sorry if those jokes get to you, but anyways, yeah, so flashlight will make my eye shine or whatever type thing. Other than that, they're they're reflective. They're not able to glow. These guys have glowing eyes. Imagine if those eyes can actually glow like a flashlight, or a type of an eye that is like a laser control ability, and it can stop. See, one of the things about lasers, I believe they just make them so powerful so it gets to that destination and beyond. That's our simpleness with our human technology and stuff. So now we're talking about God and how awesome we are and stuff, and they can't make a robot like us yet, nothing like us. They act like they can and so on and so forth. Not near as sufficient as a man or a woman, nothing close at all. In saying that, these beings with God-built type energy, whatever that is, now we go into angels. People always talk about this light energy for angels. This opens up so much stuff. You know, I've even said it to my dad a little bit, I think, so I'm going to be able to say it now, even, that I said I think it even will, in my mind, I'm allowing it to go biblical. And I've allowed myself to look at a couple of biblical stories just from memory in my mind. And one of them is where the Sodomites were, the Sodom and Gomorrah or whatever, but sodomy and Sodom. That in particular city, place, my understanding was it was all built. For some reason, they built all these walls around it and stuff. They felt like they needed to be protected. It maybe took them a very long time to build those walls and stuff, maybe hundreds of years or something, but as time was going on, they were getting more and more scared, ghost stories, all these different things, sound stories, all these different things, freaking them out all the time and stuff. And they got to this point where it was all completely enwrapped like that. And maybe they did party too much, maybe they drank too much, maybe they were too unaware of paying attention. I got pulled out of paying attention to almost anything except for my health in a way. And one thing I was also doing when I was doing that with my health was I was trying to recreate some focus again. And my subject matter was only this. People ask different reasons, why maybe a connection there, Ian. And I think it can be in part that. Plus I have hearing issues that I think they also have given me some feedback because of these beings that's different than the average set of human ears, how we mostly are. Most of us really do hear mostly the same. And my hearing is damaged, and it's damaged in a couple of different ways, and it's quite unique and a pain in the ass. Anyways, so then I'm going to, because this is supposed to be quick, I got to take off my boy might be finishing work here. Anyways, so, where was I there? So what I want to say then, I want to jump, so that night of the shining clouds and stuff, at the same time when you're doing that, the trees, like I was all amongst, you kind of almost got to be there in that picture with me to really see it. I wasn't gonna try turning on a camera or anything like that. It wasn't in me at all. And plus the brightness that they were doing, maybe it was only really good for, where I can pick it up and not the camera, because our cameras suck in the nights. Anyways, because it wasn't bright, it was kind of illuminating the clouds. The storm, what I'm going to put on down below, there's a lot brighter stuff that kind of goes on and stuff, and measure and look at, take some time, you know, try to really understand this. Watch this first and try to really understand this. You can't understand this, then go to my video, spend more time on it or whatever type thing. But I wouldn't leave my channel much right now. I'd be kind of just trying to fill that head in, and then you can go back in history and realize, you know, whatever, but I had some injury issues, so I was going through issues. Plus, at the same time, I'm having this thing dumped on my lap where I'm seeing this great big picture, trying to convince you guys that I see this real big picture, and I think it's real important for us all to kind of maybe think about. And, you know, and then I take you further in the tunnel, deeper down in the tunnel here, and I'm giving you more information. But then this comes out, and I've been the last couple of weeks here. This was on the 7th of September this happened. But for the last couple of weeks, I've been going, I got to get deeper into the subject here. But nobody's, you know, I don't like trail behind students. I like all my students to, you know, kind of get that information and be along. Like, you know, I'm afraid people will skip the first stuff and just go here, and they're clueless and terrorized. Because the information is what helps with the terror in this whole story. So those guys with all the building around them, it's the same kind of beings are out there. They're picking at the building and all that kind of stuff. And they don't necessarily fully bring it to the decrepitness that it's going to all of a sudden just take out this part and take out that part and take out this part. Like they do those kind of things on purpose, and probably, oh, that one failed, we didn't know that would fall down, you know, you never knows, stuff like that. So imagine now just this strategic kind of thing of picking at everything all the way around the city, within the city limits too, like I say here, they do. So it wasn't just about the walls falling down or whatever went down there. It was about maybe a little earth tremor, because these guys probably do, you sitting down, play with our seismic plate structures. We know how to drill to them, connect concrete down to them, so then we can measure their shifting and so on and so forth. We can go down deep enough that we're on the having a connection with those plates, so we understand stuff. You know, I told people a while ago, you know, it's hard for me to tell you everything where my mind can go with this, but remember, from what that Australian indigenous person from the original Australian people, she said, you know, we understand that they came into Australia back 65 million years ago, and they have stories talking about these big beings that are mountain builders and valley shapers. And that's kind of what the lady's words were, from their stories, family old stories. So you think about that kind of stuff. If they somehow held on to that, what our natives don't know that they've kind of held on to, and I believe, and it's in no insult made at all, but the totem pole figure that they go by, I think that somehow they pulled that from the Bigfoot, or the Sasquatch, or the beings of the forest, or the world, caretaking beings, however you want to look at them. Just, you know, whatever. I'm going to rattle on too much, so watch this video, and I'm going to add it right away here. I think I'll be able to. Yes, I will, unless my boy already getting hold of me. Let me take a look here. It doesn't look like he has. So what time is it? 8 o'clock. Okay. So peace out. I'll add those 2 videos below. Thank you. Thanks for watching, everybody. And yeah, this is it.
Knocking it down.
Big. See you guys. Yeah, I don't know how to do it from here. What do you do? Oh, do I just go on here, I think? Oh, yeah.